Here we go. Finally, I did it. Finally. Alright, welcome everyone. This is my first live stream ever, and honestly, I couldn't be more excited to finally hit that go live button. I've been thinking about this moment for a while, planning and preparing, and I was always wondering what it would feel like to share in a real time. Anyway, now I'm here. So first of all, thank you for being here. Whether you're watching live right now or catching the replay later, it means a lot for me. The format of this live stream is very unusual. This is, so to say, follow up on a video about the solar system that I uploaded the other day. You can find it on my YouTube channel. And today I will ask questions and we will discuss answers. Since nobody here, I will start asking and answering all by myself. Let's take a minute or two, maybe someone gonna come and we will see it in the chat. Let's wait for a minute. Alright, so where was I? Yes, I created a video for solar system last time and where I did go over the 8 planets that next to our star that do we call Sun. And right now I have a list of questions that I want to go over also with you guys. And since no one's here, I'm gonna answer them myself. But anyway, feel free to check it out later offline. And the first question would be, do you think there is a life on Mars? Why or why not? So the answer is, as for me, I think it's possible that there is a life on Mars, but it's hard to predict because life on Mars is a very tricky thing. Mars itself, if you watched my video earlier, it doesn't really have atmosphere. It's very thin, and there is no water really on the Mars. If there is any water, it's in a form of the ice underground or on the poles. So I don't know what kind of life is this. Is it intelligent or not? And if it exists or not. I think there is some forms of lives, and they are maybe somewhere underground. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out soon in 2030, according to the NASA and SpaceX, because they're planning human crewed missions that going to land on Mars. And that's pretty much it. Next question is, do you think there are why do you think there are so many crates on the moon? That's also a good question. I think it's because moon itself doesn't really have any atmosphere. So on the Earth, for example, we have a very huge amount of atmosphere that allow us to burn any foreign objects like meteor, asteroids, maybe some satellites, and so on. On the moon, there are no such thing. So every time moon got hit by asteroid, it leaves a crate. Sometimes it's a huge asteroid, And good thing that we have moon because it take a blow instead of Earth. I don't want anything to fall on my head. So I think moon doing a good job in that case. Another question is, do you think people will live on other planets in future? As I said earlier, let me answer this question because no one else in the chat. But anyway, I think people will live on another planet in the future, and the nearest future is Mars. I think we're gonna colonize it really soon, according to the NASA and SpaceX again. They have plans, and SpaceX planning to send Optimus. They have AI robots now, so they're gonna send Optimus first, and then they to figure it out how landing goes, to see if we can exist on the surface or under the surface. Anyway, a crewed mission will follow after that in 2028, if I recall correctly. So yes, I think we're gonna colonize a lot of planets in the future, and I hope it's gonna be my lifetime gonna be enough to visit other planets. Hopefully. All right. Next question is number 4. Which planet would you like to visit and why? I think Mars is a good idea to visit first because it's gonna happen soon. I would like to visit the other planets too, and maybe I'm gonna even start from the moon. But I don't know if we're gonna visit all of them while I'm living here on the Earth. I'm not that old, but I'll see in the future what kind of planets I want to visit. First is gonna be Mars for sure. And the next question is, why do you think Earth is the only planet with life we know of? That is a really good question. I think because we're not far from the sun and not close to it. We have atmosphere, we have water, and our water not in the form of the ice. It's mostly oceans, right? Rivers, it's seas, lakes, and we have atmosphere. I said it already twice. So that's why we have living things. We have all a good environment for that. So yeah, why not? Why not? Another question, why is Mercury so hot during the day and so cold at night? Mercury is, if you again watch the video, Mercury is the first planet in the solar system, and it's very close to the sun, which means sun is really hot, and it have some influence on Mercury. During the day, Mercury very hot because it doesn't have any atmosphere. It can't regulate how hot it's gonna be during the day or how cold it's gonna be during the night, because there is no balancer, no natural balancer like atmosphere. Mercury, it's just, you can consider it as just a piece of rock, and it have a huge core, metal core, and it's partially melted and liquid because of high temperature. And the surface getting impact all the time from the getting heated all the time because of proximity, because of the proximity to the sun, if it makes sense. I hope I did a great job to answering this question, but anyway, let's move to the next one. Do you believe there was water on the Mars long ago? I think scientists discovered dried riverbeds and what do you call them, lakes, beds, dried lakes, that pointing scientists to the idea that Mars had water in the past. And it still have it, it's just in the form of the ice. It's underground or on the poles. We don't see it on the surface anyway. And anyway, let's see the other questions. Why Jupiter called the giant planet? Obviously because Jupiter is so huge and is bigger than any other planets known to humanity, except maybe planet 9 that's behind the Kuiper belt. We can see it visually by the way, but the way the Kuiper belt of asteroids acting, sometimes it's something huge behind the asteroids going on. It's like a planet with its own gravity well. And it's affecting asteroids in the belt. So scientists think that there is maybe one more planet that huge as Jupiter, but Jupiter is huge because it's mainly consists of the gas and ice, and it's not like it have a huge amount of minerals, or what do you call it, Earth. Earth have like multiple layers. Jupiter don't have so many. Or maybe I'm mistaken. In any case, let's go to the question number 9. What do you know about Saturn rings? I don't know anything about Saturn rings except that it consists of the rocks and ice, pieces of ice, and maybe some asteroids. And in the past, it probably was a moon like Earth have one moon, but it got destroyed by asteroid impact, and that's how Saturn end up with rings of asteroids around the planet, and it's look really nice. I was still watching sci-fi movies. Each time I see the Saturn rings, it's like it looked for me very interesting. Anyway, let's see what's the question number 10. What's special about Neptune's strong winds? Again, I know nothing about Neptune and its rings. For me, Neptune looks like full of water, maybe oceans. There is not much to say about it. It do have maybe some storms because a lot of oceans and movements here and there. I wonder if it have oceans have influence, like on Earth we have moon and it help us with tides of the oceans. Is the same thing happens with Neptune, and because of the movement of the oceans and atmosphere, there are a lot of movement of the wind, and that's why winds are so strong. Could it be that way? I hope it makes sense what I said now. Do you believe the planet 9 exists? Why or why not? As I said earlier, I keep spoiling around. Anyway, scientists do believe that there is a planet number 9, but it's far away from the sun, so we can't see it. But the way asteroids interacting with gravity, probably of planet 9, there is a planet 9. And I think there is. Some people believe that is a base for the aliens. So and they're looking at us. And they're hiding themselves beyond the belt of asteroids. But anyway, another question is, how do you think astronauts feel when they walk on the moon? I think they feel like I would feel in the water. And so I could jump high, and I can land really easy. And except the fact that in the water I would probably feel a lot of pressure, but on the moon I would have opposite. I wouldn't feel any pressure. if it makes sense. I keep telling that makes sense. Nothing is makes sense for me. But anyway, question number 13. How you like would you like to travel in a spaceship? Why or why not? Most definitely I would like to visit any spaceship, and as long as it's safe. And I guess the purpose of the spaceship is being safe. I would like to visit spaceship for 1 day, for 2 weeks, and feel what astronauts feels. It's very interesting experience that I don't get here on Earth, and I would like to have it. I would like to have it. I need a lot of money though to go to the space because I know a lot of space tourism happening now, but it's that doesn't happening cheap. It's gonna be impact on my pocket, so I'm just waiting when it's gonna be cheaper, if it makes sense. Oh my god, I said it again. I should stop it. Stop saying this. Why do comets have tails? Next question. Um, Comets have tails because they're burning in the atmosphere, I believe so. What do you think, guys? It's kind of simple question and simple answer, I guess so. Are they have tails when they touch the atmosphere of the Earth, or they have tails all the time? They probably have something on the surface of the on the rock surface of the comets, and when it's flying, it just leaves the tail. Anyway, next question. Next question is why the difference? What is the difference between asteroid and comet? I don't know. Asteroid is just piece of rock that falls, or that travels the space, and the comet is the same asteroid that fall on something. I think so. I might be wrong. I need to do more research on that. Why do we only see one side of the moon from Earth? I think because moon is not spinning around the X like other planets do. Maybe some moons on the other planets spinning, but our moon is not spinning. It's probably it could be related to the gravity of our planet also, because our gravity holds the moon around the planet, and it doesn't allow to any moon to spin around its own axis. Sorry. Excuse me. Why are stars important to the solar system? I have no idea why I did brought up those questions. Oh my god, where I got them? Where did I get them? Anyway, stars are important to the solar system. I think my guess is because we can learn about them more. For example, how do we know that our sun is a star and it's halfway through burnt already? You know that star exists because it's burning. It have a burning process that we call nuclear fusion on the surface and inside. How do we know that this is a halfway old star? Because we're watching other stars, right? Excuse me again. I don't know what did I eat so much that keep influence my throat. I ate some nuts recently. I don't recommend it before you talk on microphone. But anyway, what do you think black holes? That is very interesting question. I think when stars are burned out, they just collapsing at some point, and the mass of the stars is so huge, it's just collapsing at the point where it's getting inside involved everything like light, asteroids, planets, like everything that it can reach. Black hole trying to so to say to consume, to add it to its mass. Since it's collapsing all the time, it's adding to the mass, but it's also I don't know. I'm confusing probably myself and others. Anyway, it's called a black hole because its gravity is so huge. It doesn't allow to escape the light, and it's keep consuming light all the time. That's why it keep being black, black hole. Why do you think scientists explore space? I mean, most obviously because it benefits us. How much resources we have on Earth left, how much resources we have on other planets. Other planets can be inhabited also. We can colonize them, and it's a good deal. It's a win-win. If we cannot exist together on one planet, we can like go travel to another planet and get resources there. We can live on other planet, like people migrating to other countries all the time. Maybe people want to visit other planets too and stay to live there. And I think that is a good answer. If you find a new planet, what would you name it? I would name by my own name. Uh, I don't know. I would call it Plember number something, or I don't know. I honestly don't know. This is very confusing question. Do you think aliens exist? Why or why not? Most definitely, aliens are exist somewhere. They're just not coming to us to contact us. I don't know, for different reasons. And eventually, we're gonna make a contact and find another forms of life, intelligent forms of life. I do believe so because universe is so huge and big. But enough about this. There is an last question, and I hope it's a good question. Which planet do you think would be the hardest to live on? Whew, I think all of them very hard to live on because every planet is specific. First of all, if planets have atmosphere or water, if they're drinkable or breathable, if a planet have gravity that much, Earth gravity, we probably can exist in a space and vacuum with the proper assistance or on Earth. But for example, living on staying on Venus, on the surface of Venus, will feel like 1 mile under the ocean on Earth, and that is a huge pressure. Also, Venus have a temperature of 900 degrees. Also, Venus have a corroding atmosphere like sulfur, swirls, tornadoes, and carbon dioxide in atmosphere. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to colonize it. On the other hand, we have Mercury, and it's very hot surface. It have very hot surface. Its surface enough so hot it's enough to melt a metal. The other planets have different structure also. For example, giant planets have ice and gas, but they are giant. They have a different gravity. I think not many planets we can colonize anyway. So, on that note, I think we did go over most of the questions. Thank you for listening, like and subscribe, and see you in the next live stream. Thank you so much. Bye bye.